So, okay, first of all, when I got there, I was under the impression that I was starting my first day of training, but they said it's just a 3-hour trial, which if that was the case, I wish I was informed about that because I canceled my plans and I didn't have to cancel my dinner plans then, because I thought I was going to be doing like a full day of training, which was obviously one, that was annoying. And then two, they had 2 other servers that were trialing today. So like, we're all just like standing there doing nothing and they don't like, they're just like, oh, okay, like today is kind of just to see if you have like the work ethic. So if you want to see if you want to bring you on board. And I'm like, okay, yeah, like that's normal for a lot of restaurants because you want to see if that employee is compatible with your restaurant. But like, they didn't give us any information. Like, at least give me the sections, give me the table numbers, which I asked for and I did. So I was able to like run food. I was able to buzz. I was able to tell the servers, oh, like, is, you know, this table drinking tap water, so then I can fill up the tap water, whatever, right? I still didn't get a chance to talk to like the manager about like how their pool system works because there's server assistants. So you got 1 server assistant per server, and then there was also 2 people who were server assistants. One was expoing in the kitchen, which I don't think, so from my understanding, I don't think you're supposed to get tipped out if you're not on the serving floor for at least 90% of your shift. Meaning, if you're in the kitchen, you shouldn't be getting tipped out, right? But I think that's just kind of at the discretion of the restaurant. So that was really weird that the expo person who is also a server assistant is getting tipped out, but they're working in the kitchen the whole shift. And then also, one of the other girls that were trailing with me, like doing the trial with me, also said that she thinks that she heard that the kitchen also gets tipped out, which is something I am absolutely not okay with. That's a non-negotiable for me. And then we also had 3 hostesses, so I need to know if they get tipped out as well. And also, like, if you are following along with this journey, I said that this is like a smaller steakhouse. So they said usually, so when I did my interview, the manager who was interviewing me said that on weekdays they do about like 50 covers and on weekends they do about 100 covers, which is pretty normal for that type of size. But today, which is a Friday, was only 50 covers for a Friday. That's very little and very concerning, especially with so many people on. So I'm just very curious to know how much money they make. And then they also don't provide family meal even if you work a double, which, if you don't know what family meals are, family meals is when the kitchen kind of provides food for the entire staff. So like, you can also like eat for free usually, which they don't do, which is a bummer. But you also really don't get a discount on food that you can purchase there because it's like premium steak or like lobster tail. Like, obviously you're not going to be eating that. So yeah, so I need to find out information. It was really weird. The job itself seemed very easy, but they made it like so strict. Like, I don't know, it was like so much pressure. Like, yeah, and then another thing is I was literally the only girl. So there was the manager who interviewed me, the assistant general manager, who is also females, and then another server lead, I guess, who is a girl, but she was in expo today, so she was the one in the kitchen. So all the other servers were all men. All the other server assistants were all men as well. So I don't think dynamically I would want to work in a place where it's all men, you know? Like, long story short, I don't know if I like it so far.